Yeah, we're not getting the oh my goodness tonight, folks. This show sucks. SmackDown sucks, man. Can't win in the community, bro. You can't win. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you just can't win. I say something bad about AEW, people get upset. I say something bad about WWE, people say I don't get it. Be patient. Tired, man. I'm tired of everybody. I'm tired of everybody's complaints. Let me do my fucking job and let me get my opinion out there, man. I'm tired of it. Tired. This show from Bologna, Italy tonight was full of Bologna. One of the worst SmackDowns of the entire year. They even made CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins fucking boring. I don't know what needs to be done. I don't know who we need to address, but with 4 weeks left to go, if WWE, with 4 weeks till WrestleMania, is putting out shows like they did tonight, they and everybody a part of that writing team should be ashamed of themselves. Sorry, I'm a little bit too honest for everybody, man. We're going to the venue. We're open early. Some of you are still watching SmackDown. I'm sure most of you will be joining me after that. But when we get to the venue, man, we're serving them up cold on this Friday night. And I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your, unfortunately, WWE SmackDown Post Show for March 21st, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be. SmackDown tonight, man. SmackDown tonight. I finally became one of the cool kids tonight. and I got myself a VPN, and I watched SmackDown at 3 o'clock in the afternoon from Bologna, Italy. I figured today we'd watch the show. We would do what we need to do. We would watch, go live early, and get everybody out of here at a decent time. I watched. And around the time Zelina Vega and Piper Niven were cosplaying a Will Ospreay-Okada match for 15 minutes tonight, that's when I said, you know what? I'm tapping out. I can't take it anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what the company is thinking. But I think it's time we have a hard look, an honest discussion about WrestleMania season. I have been very vocal about waiting and let's see how things materialize. They got an extra 3 weeks of television this WrestleMania season. WrestleMania is happening Easter Sunday. I can't remember the last time we had a WrestleMania that took this April time frame and pushed it to the end of the month. Usually WrestleMania is sometimes the end of April or the end of March, rather, or the beginning of April, never at the end of April. It's a rarity. January 6th rolled around. Triple H, he holds a big meet and greet with fans in Stamford, Connecticut at the WWE headquarters. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Michael Cole, they're all there. Nick Khan, they're all there. He hypes up that January 6th on Netflix. Everything's going to change. The game has changed. We get the meet and greet before the January 6th show. It's the official start to the road to WrestleMania. And then we're let down when we get to that debut on Netflix in Los Angeles at the Intuit Dome. We were left scratching our heads asking, what happened? We were told that this was going to be the official start to the road to WrestleMania. We didn't get anything. There was nothing more than one big infomercial with WWE trying to sell The Rock, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker to a brand new audience, instead of actually going out there and giving us the official start to the road to WrestleMania. It was a big show, but not the show that we were promised. And we go through the rest of January. We get the debut of Penta. The weeks to follow were very good television. We get to the Royal Rumble. That's where things also really started to carve out the road to WrestleMania. We got a great Royal Rumble. I thought they were very good in both the men and the women's Royal Rumble. I thought what we got was good stuff. We got Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Great ladder match. All in all, it was a great Royal Rumble. Then we go and we are waiting to get to the chamber, and things also ebb and flow, man. We go up and then we go down. We go up and then we go down. We get to the Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber is one of the best WWE pay-per-views that they maybe have ever done. Everybody was excited. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes asked to give up his soul to The Rock. John Cena's heel turn. Two great chambers. Jade Cargill attacks Naomi. John Cena wins his chamber, turns on Cody. Punk and Rollins and that dynamic. We got a lot of questions answered at the Elimination Chamber, with more questions that came out of that show, getting everybody excited for WrestleMania season. And now, coming out of the chamber, I'm left asking, what are we doing and where are we going? Like, I get the whole Cody and John Cena dynamic. I get John Cena and chasing number 17, turning heel. He had a great promo on Monday. I can't wait to see where they go next. Like, I'm genuinely excited about where they're going. I wasn't sold on that main event, but now I am. Simply with the flip of a switch, Cena turning heel has made my outlook on the entire match a lot different than it was before the heel turn. I can't sit here and tell you that WWE television outside of John Cena and Cody Rhodes is exciting. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Not like I was pretending before. We were all waiting. We're all waiting. We're all waiting to see what happens. What exactly about this WrestleMania season has people excited? Like, legitimately, what are you excited about? Like, are you excited to be spending what it would cost to put a fucking down payment on a house to go watch WrestleMania in Las Vegas? A WrestleMania, by the way, that is nowhere near selling out like it was in Philadelphia. They have 20,000 less people as of today. Tickets sold. 20,000 less tickets in Las Vegas than they did in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial. Who's paying these prices to go watch what obviously is subpar television? What happened to the creative vision? What happened to the storytelling? I feel like going into last year's WrestleMania, there was just a feel in the air, a magical feeling in the air. Spearheaded by an incredible story at the top, a main event on night one that really changed the entire outlook of what night two felt like. We had Damian Priest in the Money in the Bank cash in. We had CM Punk injured and him even still injured playing a huge pivotal role in the show. Gunther and Sami Zayn. Where is the magic for WrestleMania that we got last year? Up and down this card, I'm not feeling it. I don't know where that magic is coming from. We can't blame it on The Rock anymore. We can't blame it on Dwayne being absent anymore. Now we need to have a cold, hard discussion about WWE potentially losing the trust of the fan, thinking who they are, charging exorbitant amounts of money to be in attendance for what is a very mediocre spectacle and a very mediocre WrestleMania build. I felt like I was watching more theme musics and sing-alongs and long-winded entrances than I did story. Emotional storytelling. You have a 3-hour show tonight on Friday night, and I take nothing away from this that gets me excited about WrestleMania. A show that included Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns in the main event of the show. Which, by the way, Rollins and Punk are two Raw superstars. Oh, JD SmackDown wasn't bad. I don't give a fuck what you say. SmackDown was terrible. SmackDown was so terrible that you had two Monday Night Raw guys, one being one of the biggest stars in the history of the business, in CM Punk. Not even he was able to save this show. And Punk has done no wrong. Punk has done no wrong since being back. Not even he could have saved this show. What exactly are we doing? What exactly are we doing? Is Triple H getting burned out? Does Triple H's creativity hit a fucking brick wall? I refuse to believe that this late into the WrestleMania build, this is the best that they're giving us. Because it certainly doesn't feel like the same Triple H that we got last year. Unless he's just throwing his hands in the air and relying on CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes and John Cena to really carry the load here and then give us some sleeper fucking hit when we get to April 19, April 20. But all people will remember is how bad it was leading up to WrestleMania, no matter how good the show is. You cannot treat your fans and string them along by this mediocre garbage that you're giving us, only to give us a banger WrestleMania on night 1 and night 2, to then only turn around and do it all over again and give us mediocre television. It doesn't work that way. This is the same thing that AEW does, and I shit on them for it every single week. They don't give a fuck about weekly television. They don't. It's a fucking circus. It's run by some goofy fucking hack who doesn't care about long-term storytelling and long-term emotional storytelling vision. He's got no vision. Everything that we are complaining about is justified. You look up and down this show for 3 hours. Exactly what are you excited about? This is their B show. This is their other show outside Raw, which is 2.5 hours every Monday. You have 3 hours of weekly television on Friday, and you have done nothing for WrestleMania build through the SmackDown door. It's almost as if WWE can't be bothered to book a good SmackDown, and they don't give a shit to book a good SmackDown. They don't. I don't know how you have this roster and you cannot create captivating, emotional storytelling. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins were on the show tonight, and all I got out of that closing segment was Roman Reigns was pissed at CM Punk for eliminating him in the Royal Rumble. That's what he's upset about. Roman Reigns is upset that CM Punk eliminated him in an over-the-top rope, every man for himself Royal Rumble. Is that what we're going with? He's not mad at CM Punk for any other reason. He's not mad for any other reason. He's mad because he got eliminated by Punk in the Royal Rumble. Who wrote that, and why would I be emotionally moved by such a statement? Are you moved by that statement? I know I'm not. How could you be? It's as if it was written by a fucking 5-year-old. Roman Reigns is upset because CM Punk eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. Wow, man. Let me give you my heart and soul, man. I'm so fucking emotionally attached to WrestleMania season, man. That's going to make a great main event. Seth Rollins is out there, and all I got from Seth Rollins to Roman Reigns is that every time that they are in the ring together, they need to finish what they started. I don't exist without you, and you don't exist without me. That's all they said. That is all Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins said to one another. That is it. I don't know how you're emotionally moved by that when neither Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins gave you any reason to fucking care about the statement that Seth Rollins said to Roman Reigns. Without you, I don't exist. Without me, you don't exist. Would you care to elaborate on that? What exactly do you mean? Let's dive into the fucking history of the Shield. Why are you upset? Not one instance tonight in anything that Rollins said gave you a proper explanation as to why he is upset with Roman Reigns. And then CM Punk is just there basically telling Roman that he's a fucking idiot in oh so many words, and that the only reason why he's here is because of Paul Heyman. We'll get to the favor a little bit later, he says. Why don't you tell me what the favor is now, being that you've been sitting on it since November? You wouldn't even be in the position that you're in right now in this ring if it wasn't for me at War Games. Do you care to elaborate on that? Or are we just going to write these basic fucking first grader sentences, make them sound cool, and develop a WrestleMania feud that right now feels incredibly fucking forced? You got three of the biggest names in the WWE right now. CM Punk, who's probably the biggest name in the fucking sport right now. Roman Reigns, who's one of the biggest entities in the history of the business. And Seth Rollins, who's one of the faces of the company. You have them in a triple threat match. And it doesn't even feel genuine with 3 weeks left to go after tonight. Yet you want me to sit there and say everything is all right. And what did it devolve into tonight, folks? What did this main event segment devolve into? No emotional storytelling, no explanation on why they were there. They flew halfway across the fucking world to throw and hurl first-grade insults at each other. If you want to call them insults, first-grade explanations at each other, to then all point at the WrestleMania sign without giving away the fact that it's a triple threat match, which then led to a 3-man brawl with Nick Aldis out there and officials and referees to pull everybody apart. That's WWE's motto this WrestleMania season. Let's throw everybody out there and give them a big Pier 6 brawl. I'm sorry, folks, if I'm not emotionally attached to what WWE is doing right now, but that shit reeks of fucking basement-dwelling, bottom-of-the-barrel garbage. It doesn't stop there. Look at the other World Championship match that you got. Gunther and Jey Uso. Inexcusable. It's fucking inexcusable. Gunther is one of the greatest champions in the history of this company. The man has brought prestige to the NXT UK Championship, to the NXT Championship, to the Intercontinental Championship. I don't understand how Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble. And for 6 straight weeks, we get Jey Uso wrestling A-Town Down Under. We have Gunther wrestling Alpha Academy. Jey Uso finding solace and friendship in Akira Tozawa and Otis. All the while, we got the same segment week after week after week after week after week, which usually results in yeet, super kick, match. Gunther shows up, chokes Jey Uso out, leaves him laying in the ring, on to the next week. Just repeat that same thing 5 straight weeks, 6 straight weeks, and you've got your WrestleMania build. Who the fuck thinks that this is the right way to go about booking a WrestleMania caliber main event for the World Heavyweight Championship? Not only are you making Jey Uso look like a regrettable Royal Rumble winner, but you are doing no favors to Gunther and his World Heavyweight Championship run. To a point right now where I'm even questioning if Jey Uso should even win the fucking World Championship. That's where we are right now. That's where we are. Cody Rhodes and John Cena are legitimately, and not because of story, it's because of one moment, that's carrying this fucking main event for WrestleMania 41. John Cena's heel turn is legitimately carrying this fucking show on April 19th and April 20th, and there's nothing else on this show that is even remotely WrestleMania worthy. Tell me when I am telling lies. I don't get it. John Cena's missed 2 weeks. He showed up on Monday. Cody's gone out there and cut the same promo 3 fucking times. John Cena cut a great promo on Monday. We'll let it play out. He's going to be on the next 2 Mondays. We'll see what his explanation is in the follow-up. Outside that, ask yourself, what else are you genuinely excited about for WrestleMania? If you tell me the women, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, you are faking excitement. You are faking excitement. And then you take that fake excitement, and then you look at people like me who are a little bit too real and upfront and honest with you, telling you exactly what the fuck is going on. And then you project your disappointment and your anger on someone like me who's simply expressing his fucking opinion. You see, the thing is, with someone like me in this space, you're not going to get this type of opinion from the other content creators because they're A, too pussy to say anything and they don't want to ruffle any feathers, or B, they're looking for the next opportunity to get ahead for themselves while maintaining a fakeness about them. Fake gets you ahead. We don't do that here. You want the upfront, honest view of what's going on? This is it. This is it. You have 4 weeks left to go, and there's legitimately nothing on this WrestleMania card that speaks to you whatsoever. And if it does, you're lying. You are absolutely lying to yourself, trying to convince yourself that everything is all right, and it's not. And you make yourself look as bad as the AEW fan base, thinking that everything is all right on their end, and it's not. And it's not. Tag team situation on Monday night is garbage. Tag team title situation on Friday is garbage. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know what's going on. DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, the Profits, who are probably the best looking tag team in the company right now, just with a simple flip of a switch. Pretty Deadly, Los Garza. I mean, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? How are you invested in any of this? Jimmy Uso, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman. This is what you call storytelling going into WrestleMania for the United States Championship. You opted to stop telling the Solo and Jacob Fatu storyline to include them in the United States Championship title picture where they don't really belong right now. It's all about Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Yet the view that I get is that everybody's going to be lumped into a United States Championship multi-man match, and it's unavoidable at this point. That is fucking lazy. That is lazy. You have 2 mid-card women's championships that couldn't be more worthless. You could not make them any more worthless than they are right now. Chelsea Green's title is a complete fucking waste of time. It's a waste. Lyra Valkyria has not done a single fucking thing to enhance the look or the prestige or the feel of the Intercontinental Championship. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? It's Triple H's fault. Whose fault is it that Chelsea Green's title reign is fucking piss poor? It's Triple H's fault. I don't know why you think we need 4 weeks from WrestleMania, Zelina Vega and Piper Niven wrestling a 15-minute fucking match with 2 wardrobe malfunctions tonight. 15-minute match 4 weeks before WrestleMania. Who the fuck cares about Zelina Vega? And why is she in a match on SmackDown wrestling Piper Niven for 15 minutes as if she's Will Ospreay wrestling Okada? I don't get it. Who asked for this? Who asked for any of this? Tiffany Stratton, and Charlotte Flair. I'm still trying to figure out where I am supposed to emotionally invest my time into this story. You gave Charlotte Flair the Royal Rumble. Mistake number one. You got Charlotte Flair coming out week after week after week after week, big leaguing Tiffany Stratton. Mistake number two. And then you realize that it may not be working and that the fans aren't invested the way that they should be, or you think that they should be invested. And now you turn it up a bit. And now what results in your bad decisions, you try and fix it by giving us some forced brawl, pull apart brawl, and start to create some fake tension between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. All the while, the interest has gone out the fucking window for the Women's Championship match that people predicted since November. Why are people down on the Tiffany Stratton-Charlotte Flair match? Because everybody automatically sees Charlotte Flair becoming the Women's Champion at WrestleMania. Man, I can't wait for you guys to make that bad decision and see that one blow up in your fucking face. Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. Sure, I love all three women. Should be a great match. It's one of the few things on this entire fucking program that actually has some sense to it. Some layers to it. I can't even shit on it because I'm actually intrigued by what these three women are doing at WrestleMania, as I am also a fan of all three women. Braun Breaker's Intercontinental title run. Where the fuck did we go? After he won it back, he's done absolutely nothing with it. Nothing. After he beat Sheamus, there was zero plan for Braun Breaker and the Intercontinental Championship. But then you'll get the WWE apologist telling me to be patient. Has WWE made Braun Breaker look good in the build-up to WrestleMania? You don't even realize he's on the fucking show half the time. Now all of a sudden they want to put Penta in the Intercontinental title picture. What's the story? It's just a match. It's a match without a story. It's basically Triple H taking a page out of Tony Khan's playbook. Guy wins match, guy gets title shot. Nobody gives a fuck. Yet you are asking me to care because these characters are more characters than the ones that we see on AEW. But the premise remains. The underlying problem remains. There's no story. It's just there. It exists. Two guys are in a fucking spot for the sake of filling a match on a WrestleMania card. That doesn't speak to me. It doesn't get me to jump out of my seat and fucking say, man, I can't wait to watch this match. You need to understand that this shit goes beyond great wrestling and people who could fucking book great matches. It doesn't work that way. I myself as a fan am getting fucking to a point where I genuinely don't give a shit about anything that happens on television, and then people sit there and misconstrued my frustrations with hatred. I'm sure I got some WWE apologists right now. I even got some AEW fans right now who will turn this around and make it negative because I'm on Triple H's payroll. Look! JD's off the payroll. The check might have bounced. Meanwhile, the frustrations are being felt all throughout the entire community. It's not about what company is doing what and what company is doing it better. They both fucking suck. Both AEW and WWE fucking suck. WWE is only slightly better because of the overwhelming production and the vibe that they give off, but I am genuinely losing my fucking patience with the amount of people that show up to these fucking shows, and we gotta sit there and watch fucking 50-minute introductions and fucking sing-alongs. Bro, just give me a fucking story written by a creative writer that knows how to tell captivating story from a week-to-week basis. It's all I want. It's all I want. I am tired of random matches happening for the sake of happening. I am tired of these fucking billionaire fucking cocksuckers who go out there and want to book matches just to say that they've done it. I'm tired. I'm tired. You are doing no better than what Vince McMahon did. WrestleMania 41 does not feel like WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 41 does not feel like WrestleMania 39. I don't know what the fuck went wrong. I don't know who's saying what. I don't know who's doing what. Something is not right. Something is not right. And as usual, people will point me as negative, and people there will point to us that we don't know anything. Bro, your show sucks. It fucking sucks. Both this show and Dynamite fucking suck. I'm sorry. I cannot sit here and say I am intrigued by great wrestling matches only. I can't sit here and say that anymore. Both companies, they could shit out great matches. Shit out great matches. If there is no story, there is nothing. Nothing. You want great pro wrestling? Go watch New Japan. Go watch some fucking rinky-dink promotion overseas. Us here in America, we want story. There's a reason why they say this is a soap opera for men. I'm not getting any soap opera vibes here. I'm getting a bunch of fucking people with hours across weekly television that don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's the vibe I get. When you got to put Chad Gable under a lucha mask and that be the most interesting aspect of WrestleMania, maybe we should start reevaluating where the fuck we are. Genuinely. I don't know what this WrestleMania card looked like back in November. I don't know where we went wrong. But this WrestleMania right now is as underwhelming and disappointing so far, with 4 weeks left to go, than I could ever remember. And WWE has now settled into a role where they feel like they can do no wrong. They feel like they could do no wrong. A lot of people sit here and do what I do. Some are afraid to say what needs to be said. Some are not afraid to say what they are really feeling. I am one of those people. A lot of people in the industry look down on people like me and the things that I say because I'm not in the business. That doesn't mean I don't know what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. I know a bad fucking managerial call during an Atlanta Braves baseball game when I see one. I know a fucking good restaurant from a bad restaurant. I know when I sit down at the cocktail bar and I see someone making my old fashioned, I could see within fucking 5 seconds if they're doing it right or if they're doing it wrong. Does that make me wrong in what I think because I'm not a mixologist? Because I'm not trained like the guy behind the bar is to sit there and make a cocktail. Meanwhile, I can make a better one right here in the comfort of my own home. And I know I can. Does that mean I don't know pro wrestling because I'm not a creative writer? I'm not in the business? I don't know a good match from a bad match? I don't know a good show from a bad show because I've never taken a bump before? I can't do this, I can't do that because I've never stepped in between the ropes before. I am tired of glazing these billionaires. I am tired of glazing these fucking people who clearly don't give a shit about their fan bases. They don't care about you. They never did, they never will. They may pretend like they do, but they don't. They may say they listen to the fans, but they don't. And they never will. They only do what they think is best because they think they know it all. And meanwhile, they constantly show you their weaknesses. And then when someone like me calls it out, the reaction is, oh, he don't know shit. I know that this show is fucking offensively fucking garbage. Whose idea was to move it to 3 hours, and why didn't anybody speak up? You clearly see what the fuck is going on. Rumor is that this show was supposed to be 3 hours till June. If it's this fucking bad, and the reaction is this bad, then why are we waiting till June to flip the switch back to 2 hours? How much money in the world could you use? How much money is WWE making off of an extra hour of SmackDown to see the quality dip of the show so significantly that they decide to still keep it at 3 hours? If it sucks, do something about it. Change it. I am tired of listening to these people. Oh, it's WWE, it's WrestleMania. Be patient. They can do no wrong. This and that. WWE has gotten complacent. They have gotten way too comfortable. Way too comfortable. Comfortable to a point where they feel like they can put anything on TV and people are going to fucking eat it up like fucking wet shit. You're going to eat it and you're going to enjoy it because we got Yeet and we got Punk and we got Rollins sing-along and we got Whoa. And it's the ambiance, it's the environment, it's the moments, it's the spectacle, it's the aura that you're paying for. Meanwhile, number 8, 9, or 10 on the fucking list is storytelling. Storytelling. We've seen a lot of shows in recent months. Saturday night's main event. It's not going to stop there. Saturday night's main event into January 6th, into the Rumble. Another fucking Saturday night's main event on the 25th, right before the Royal Rumble. All of these shows came off as feeling hollow and empty, void of any emotion. And then what are we going to do when we get out of WrestleMania? We're going to go right back into the fucking 4 or 5 match outline, backlash. WWE is going to fucking sell $1,500 tickets for nosebleeds to go see Backlash in St. Louis, only to then turn around and go to Saudi Arabia and give us another empty, hollow, void of any emotion show. And then we'll get to Money in the Bank and things will be exciting again, and then things will be fucking dead again. Then we'll get SummerSlam and things will be dead again. Back to Saudi, things will be dead again. It's like, bro, I'm not expecting every show to be a fucking, oh my God, 10 out of 10 Grand Slam banger. I'm not. It's not even what I'm asking for. I'm asking you to tell stories, which right now WrestleMania is not doing a good job of telling. The Punk, Rollins, and Reigns segment was fucking awful. It was awful. It was nothing hidden behind another 3-man brawl with bodies out there trying to pull them apart. If you think that is WrestleMania season, you need to stop watching wrestling and go watch fucking hockey where the fights at least mean something. Get the fuck out of the community and stop watching our show. Same thing happens on Dynamite. I'm not excusing them because WWE shit in the bed. They're just as fucking bad. They are just as fucking bad. Said what I said on Wednesday night because the fucking show is a circus. Yeah, let's take Jon Moxley and slam him on top of fucking railroad spikes so it's picked up by everywhere and every fucking outlet, and then we'll show them, look, people are talking about us. Meanwhile, you are nothing more than an indie-rific, fucking disgusting, bottom-of-the-barrel, fucking indie fed with a multi-billionaire running a fucking matchmaking show with dream matches that mean nothing. Nothing. But look, people talking about us because Moxley got slammed on railroad spikes. All that tells me is that you're allergic to telling storytelling or stories, and the only way you get a reaction is by fucking self-mutilation. Yeah, that's really great. WWE's the opposite. I don't know which one is worse. One doesn't tell stories because they'd rather self-mutilate their fucking talent and get a reaction. And WWE doesn't tell any fucking stories because they're charging fucking half of a lung to go sit in the audience just to fucking throw your hands in the air. Which is worse? What is WrestleMania's card? Can anyone come up with the WrestleMania card and tell me where the emotion is? Can you point me in the direction of storytelling and emotion here? I'm struggling to find it. The three guys that you have to tell story tonight in the main event did not. How am I supposed to look at this? How am I supposed to look at this tonight in a way that's positive? I can't. Shit is fucking terrible. Every bit of this show was terrible. 3 hours wasted. $12.99 to buy. Thank God it's a 7-day free trial. $12.99 for a VPN for the rest of the fucking month to watch this subpar garbage 5 hours earlier. And this is the show that we get. I don't even want to know the ticket prices in Bologna, Italy tonight to sit there and watch Zelina Vega and Piper Niven go 15 minutes as if fucking Zelina Vega has channeled Okada. Who asked for that? Who desires to see that? What is WrestleMania's card? Does anybody can anybody tell me? Randy Orton and Kevin Owens? Sure. I'm interested in that because that's been built. I mean, Orton's been built off. He's been off television, but they've been building Kevin Owens as far as the attitude and the character and the pile driver. That's fine. I have no problem with that. No problem with Cena and Cody. No problem with the ladies' triple threat. Outside that, where is WrestleMania's 2 nights? You're talking about 3 matches. There should be 7 matches each night. We got 3. We need 11 more with meaning. Why are Logan Paul and AJ Styles going one-on-one? Can anybody figure that one out? Or is that just another random match that they're throwing on the card just for WWE to say they included AJ and Logan Paul on WrestleMania? Look at what they did with the New Day. Look at what they did with the New Day. One of the best heel turns of the modern era on Big E. Did WWE do anything to capitalize the momentum of the New Day coming out of that turn? No, they did not. They ran the same angle every fucking week, and they played it off as that was the plan all along. No, motherfuckers, that's not the plan. You are just fucking bad at your job, and you could not creatively write for those 2 gentlemen to fucking get to the next part of what they needed to do. That's what happened. How do you turn on Big E and then it goes nowhere for months? Only to then turn into what we got now. New Day feuding with Rey Mysterio and the LWO. That's the big, that's the big, coming out of Big E, coming out of turning on Big E. That's the big plan for the New Day, feuding with the Luchadors. The quicker you open your eyes to the bullshit that you're being spoon-fed, the quicker you will realize that you are being played for a fucking fool. These billionaires do not give a fuck about you. They don't. They want your money, and they want to give you as little as they possibly can, and then they'll fucking turn around and say, we got 3 extra weeks for WrestleMania. We can't do everything and give everything away so quickly. Meanwhile, you haven't given me anything. You haven't given me anything. By this time last year, we were out the ass with emotion. I'm still waiting for that emotion. Show was fucking terrible. Every bit of this show was terrible. Mason says, JD, it's $400 to sit in the upper rises for the Glasgow Monday Night Raw. Mason, if you're paying that type of money to sit in the fucking nosebleeds, man, you are a complete fucking idiot. I'm not saying you, but whoever decides to pay that is a complete fucking idiot when you can sit in the comfort of your own home and yeet in front of your television. WWE has gotten very comfortable with the product that they've put out. And the fans right now are not getting anywhere close to that in return. And if you don't expect me to speak up on that, and you don't expect me to speak up on the fucking god-awful television we're getting on Wednesday nights with the lack of logic and storytelling coming out of that fucking show, I don't know what the fuck you want out of me, and I don't know what you expect out of someone like me and this channel. I don't. Can you imagine what we would be and what we would look like and what we sounded like if everything was fucking great and I gave you this fucking fake positivity and I spun it in a way where it was, let's wait, guys. This got the making of a great WrestleMania. Meanwhile, the fucking most important part of everything that you do is how you get there. How would it feel if I was given $120,000 to go buy the fucking dark horse? How would it feel? It would feel good in the moment because, hey, man, listen, I got $120,000, man. I'm going to go out and buy myself a fucking limited edition Mustang dark horse. Great. Feels good. But doesn't it feel better knowing where I was at the ground level, working my way to where I am now, to the point of where I am in the community, accumulating a great rapport with you guys and building this channel from the ground up? Don't you think it's a lot better when I go to the dealership and I say, hey, man, I want that dark horse. Order me one. Come up with the deal, give them a down payment, and I walk out with the fucking car. Which one feels better to you? Does it feel better to be gifted money and then you go buy it? Or does it feel great and much better when you work your ass off for something and then you go do it, go buy it because you fucking earned it? Everything that you do, the journey and how you get there is the best part of what we do. Everything. There will be people with blinders on, and there will be apologists who say, oh, WrestleMania is going to be a great show regardless. And then everybody's going to be eating their words. No, that is what you do to deflect the terrible and spin it in a way where everyone else is wrong. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The journey is how we get here. Get Jay out of the chat. Get Jay out of the chat. Hooligram, get Jay out of the chat. I don't know what JD is watching. I thought SmackDown was good. No, it wasn't. It's good if you're operating with a fucking 3 IQ, it's good. No, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. How we got there will be remembered. Sure, I could sit here and tell you WrestleMania was a good show, but what matters most is the story. How we got there matters most. If we get there and it's a great show, it's a great show. If we get there and the story is fucking great and the road is great, it's a fucking unbelievable show. That was last year. This year, we're not getting anywhere close to that. Goodbye, Jay. Goodbye, Jay. Go yeet. Go yeet in front of your TV, man, like a fucking petulant child. Yeet. SmackDown, man. SmackDown was good. WrestleMania is great, man. I can't. JD, he's a Tony Khan cocksucker. Great job, man. Great job. Goodbye. Goodbye. I am briefly going over this show tonight. We'll talk about the story, where I think they're going. I'm not talking about fucking, hey man, Braun Strowman, he had a great wrestling match. Gonna go move by move over Braun Strowman's match. No. Thank you guys for being here tonight. We got 2,300 people in here. I am frustrated by this dog shit. And the more people start speaking up, maybe things will change. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There's plenty of it. We got some content coming on the second channel. I'm going to be uploading my epic rant from Dynamite. My thoughts on John Cena's Raw promo. We got some good stuff coming up over there. Super chats are open. Get them on in. I'm going to acknowledge some of you guys in just a second. Hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,000 likes tonight. We got 2,300 people in here. We got 602 likes. I would love to get that to 1,000. It's a great way, or it is a great way to support what we do here by hitting the thumbs up, man. We love being in the algorithm. Super chats are open and will remain open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show as always. Follow me on social at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Subscribe down below. And tonight, this show is sponsored by Z-Biotics. Max, we're going to kick it to Z-Biotics a little bit later on in the show. They're once again sponsoring the show. You guys can get 15% off your first order by using our unique link down below in the description. So go and get your order of Z-Biotics today. Pre-alcohol probiotic drink. And make sure that when you go out and have a great time night out on the town, you are ready to attack the day like I am usually attacking the day right here on the SmackDown Post Show, right here on Off the Script. Jade Cargill deserves props. I thought Jade Cargill looked fucking awful tonight. I don't know what the hell Hologram watched. She everything she did, she's like, she poses. Everything. After every move, she poses, does a kip up. That's great, man. It's fantastic. You're gonna sell me on some emotional storytelling in the ring, or are we just gonna go in there and fucking just squeak by? Ridiculous. The show started off all right. The show started off all right. You know, this show started off all right. First of all, I gotta shout out a couple of people here, man. First and foremost, let's get this out of the way. We got a couple of bombs here tonight. We got a $100 super chat from Corinne of Darkness. Thank you, Corinne of Darkness. Inexcusable show 4 weeks before WrestleMania. Promos felt weak. Matches and segments that mean little to nothing, and storylines that haven't been taken to the next level. Where's Andrade? Where's Mello? Where are the Wyatts? Come on, you got to do better than this. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And shout out to a VIP here on the channel, man. Boots with a $150 super chat. Boots comes on in, leaves no message, drops a $150 on top of the bar, and sits VIP where they belong. Unbelievable. Boots, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. And we love having Boots in the chat. So thank you guys very much for all of your supports. We will read through the super chats a little bit later on in the show, as they will remain open. The open of this show was not bad. I love Randy Orton. Very fond of Randy Orton. Love Kevin Owens. Very fond of Kevin Owens. I'm genuinely excited for that WrestleMania match. That is one of the few things on WrestleMania's card that I'm genuinely excited about. Crowd sang along to Orton's song, and they chanted, "Randy, Randy," after the song stopped. They sang along to every lyric. It was, like I said, a sing-along. A sing-along. Before Orton could speak, Kevin Owens' music hit, and Owens walked into the entranceway with a microphone. Owens says he was there to tell Orton that Owens was wrong for attacking Randy Orton and hitting him with a pile driver. Owens said Cody and Sami Zayn deserved everything he did to them, but Orton did not. Owens said his anger made him do something he regretted, and Orton should be able to relate to that. Owens says he's only human, and he proposed a truce with Orton. Owens talked about leaving things in the past and said he pulled Mello out of the ring last week to protect Orton from himself. Owens said Orton didn't want to go back to the Randy Orton who kicks people in the head. Now, Owens is saying this because he knows that you're not going to change Orton and his mind and the way he thinks. And he just wants to deflect away and try and convince Orton otherwise because he himself does not want the punt kick. Owens said he didn't want to go back to the Randy Orton who kicks people in the head. Owens said Orton has changed and grown. Owens says they should look to the future, and WrestleMania is in the future. Owens then proposed Orton teaming with Owens to become the WWE Tag Team Champions. Owens says they should have already become the Tag Team Champions, but their differences got in the way. Orton responded by saying he should roll out of the ring and beat Owens' ass all around the arena. Orton says he had never heard Owens admit he was wrong and said Owens should shove his apology up his ass. Orton said Owens deserves to get kicked in the head hard by Randy. And Orton followed up by saying instead of it being fight Owens fight, it should be bitch Owens bitch. Orton says he's glad Owens dropped him on his head because now he hears those voices in his head. And at WrestleMania, he will kick Owens' head clean off his shoulders. And that was the way the segment came to an end. So, again, not much of a follow-up because what else is there to really do? I mean, Owens did the brunt of the work. Orton took a pile driver, sold it for months while Orton remained at home. Owens went through the emotions, went on the Kevin Owens' Right Tour, wrestled Cody Rhodes, lost, got to hold the Winged Eagle belt for a little bit, lost, feuded with his best friend in a great match, only to see Orton come back at the Chamber, which then picks up where we left off. There really isn't much left to be done. Orton wins, we move on, and that is it. I don't know what happens to Owens after Mania. I don't know what happens to Orton after Mania. We could certainly get a rematch if that's the way they want to go, but I don't really think that's going to bode well for Kevin Owens. Unless we get Randy Orton moving on from Kevin Owens. Backlash is taking place May 9th in St. Louis. Unless it's Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. If John Cena beats Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Why would we want or why would we need Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton again at Backlash? This was fine for what it was. Owens is clearly backpedaling. He says he wants to team with Orton, and he doesn't want Orton to devolve into the Randy Orton of old because Kevin Owens doesn't want to deal with the Randy Orton of old. He's not going to be able to beat the Randy Orton of old. He does not want to get punt kicked in the head. Simple opening. But like I said, not much needs to be done. Not much could realistically be said. It's just point A to point B to point C, and let's get to WrestleMania. We got 4 weeks left of this. What are they going to do to up the excitement here? Another fucking brawl? Another chase around the building with Orton chasing Owens out of the building? Come on. What else could realistically be done that has not been done already for these two? All we're waiting on is the match, and that is it. Damian Priest. He teams with Jimmy Uso against Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura. So this is just sheer laziness because we're taking McIntyre and Priest. They are feuding going into Mania. Then we got these little sub-stories with Jimmy Uso and Drew McIntyre, and they have a problem because of their bloodline ties, and McIntyre was targeting the bloodline. Nakamura and Priest, they wrestled last week. This is nothing more than just very, very, very basic 1 week to the next week type of television with no real meaning whatsoever. Lazy. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Love Drew McIntyre. I think he's going to have a sleeper match with Damian Priest, but chat, are we interested in Priest versus McIntyre going into WrestleMania as far as story? The aspect of this story, are we overwhelmingly intrigued by what we're seeing here? I don't think so. Are they capable of a sleeper match? Or a dark horse match, per se, at WrestleMania? Absolutely. Priest is a great wrestler. So is Drew McIntyre. And they have history. They have history. And the history between them, I mean, they wrestled up and down 2024 with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the balance. So sure, they have history. But what is it going to mean when it's wrapped up into one big present at WrestleMania? Do we still care about that now this year like we did last year? The answer is no. No, we don't. And I'm going to say this again because I said this multiple times on the road to WrestleMania. The proper match at WrestleMania was Roman and McIntyre. That was each other's WrestleMania match. That was those two men and their WrestleMania directions. Nobody can convince me otherwise. McIntyre and Roman. Where did they go with that? They dropped it out of nowhere. For McIntyre to move over to SmackDown, you would feel like he would be feuding with Roman Reigns. Then the next thing you know, they're feuding him with Damian Priest because they got Roman in a fucking feud with Punk and Rollins. I don't know why we needed Roman and Punk now mixed in together. I don't know why we couldn't go Roman, McIntyre, Punk, Rollins at WrestleMania. I'm not booking the show. I can only tell you what I feel is best from my eyes watching the show. McIntyre and Priest is not it. We pick it up after the commercial break. Jimmy Uso with a Samoan drop on McIntyre. McIntyre tagged in Nakamura. Jimmy fired up, kicked Nakamura before getting a hot tag to Priest, who came in, ran Nakamura through a gauntlet. Series of moves. Priest comes in, hits his old school on Nakamura, and then ran into a series of kicks from Shinsuke. Priest clothesline Nakamura. McIntyre broke up a pin attempt. Things broke down. Jimmy kicked McIntyre outside of the ring. Nakamura kicked Jimmy, and Priest immediately landed south of heaven on Nakamura out of nowhere to get the 1, 2, 3. McIntyre attacked Priest after the match, yelling at him. McIntyre hit a Claymore kick on Priest. Wow. Wow, man, some solid storytelling there. We got the Claymore case. Didn't McIntyre beat up Priest last week? I don't see how this is getting me excited, man. Priest beats him up one week, McIntyre the next week. Priest beats him up the next week, McIntyre it's like, where's the dialogue, bro? Give me some fucking reason to care. Give me some substance. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Braun Strowman was backstage with LA Knight. He walked up to him and said, keep an eye out for Strowman in his match later. Strowman said Nick Aldis told him earlier in the day the winner of this match with Fatu will face LA Knight next week for the United States Championship. Braun Strowman and LA Knight does not sound like a match I care to see for the United States Championship. But here we are. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, split screen interview. After last week, Tiffany Stratton got the best, finally, of Charlotte Flair by jumping off of the stage onto a pile of bodies. Tessitore conducted the interview and Tiffany started talking, but Charlotte interrupted her and cut her off, saying, No. The queen always speaks first. Charlotte says she always brings out the best in people, and that's why last week was the first time Tiffany looked like a star. You bring out the best in people, huh? For 3 weeks now, you've buried Tiffany Stratton to a point where people are growing even more frustrated with the fact that you are even getting this opportunity at WrestleMania. I don't know if Charlotte brings out the best in people, but that's what she said. Charlotte said she felt sorry for Tiffany because she's delusional in thinking that she is on Charlotte's level. Charlotte said Tiffany can't compare herself with Charlotte. Stratton said Charlotte used to be one of Tiffany's biggest supporters, but now Tiffany sees the real Charlotte. Charlotte then mocked Tiffany, saying she almost shed a tear for her. Charlotte says she's the only woman in the locker room who will tell Stratton the truth. Tiffany said all Charlotte does is find the hottest thing and throw water on it. Man, that is a factual statement. That is a shoot. Tiffany says that all Charlotte does is find the hottest thing and throw water on it. Fact. Charlotte interrupted her and Stratton repeated herself. She said Charlotte is struggling to keep up with the fans that don't want to take Charlotte back. Stratton said Mania, she will prove the WWE Universe doesn't bow to Charlotte anymore, and instead, they run on Tiffy time. I feel nothing here. I feel zero. I don't even know what the story is. Like, what could we really just see after this segment? What is this? What is the story? Am I supposed to just come up with my own fucking story and my own explanation for a story? Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair went on to attack Tiffany 3 straight weeks, up until last week where Tiffany finally got the best of Charlotte after weeks of, unsolicited attacks, only to then turn around this week and have some fucking MSNBC-style interview, sit-down interview split screen, where they were just throwing minor insults at each other. What is the story? Or am I just completely missing the plot? There is no story. Charlotte won the Rumble. Charlotte gets championship match at WrestleMania. That's it. Tiffany is just there. That's all she's there for. She's just there. She's the champion. She's got to defend, and that's it. If you think that there's some sort of underlying fucking story here, you're a complete idiot. There is none. This shit sucks. And you know what? They did the same thing with Rhea Ripley. They did the same thing in the build-up to Charlotte Rhea Ripley. And that match was one of the best women's matches that they've ever produced. Is Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte going to be better than that? I don't think so. It's going to be very difficult to top. But honestly, Tiffany's a great worker. For what we know of her, she's a great worker. And Charlotte, no matter how nauseating she is a great worker. It should be a great match. But if you think that there's some story here, and you're just living in fantasy land right now. There is none. I can't be bothered to emotionally invest in this. And WWE has done nothing to convince me otherwise. I hope I'm wrong, but Charlotte is walking in and walking out, the women's champion. I could absolutely see this becoming a rematch at Backlash. That's how fucking lazy they are. Backlash is usually nothing more than WrestleMania rematches. Backlash from WrestleMania. Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. The last time I saw these guys wrestle was at Saturday night's main event. These guys had a sprint of a match. It went like 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops. And then it ended with Strowman getting fucking blasted with 3 mighty moonsaults. That was good. I'm like, that's great. They gave Fatu the great spot there. They beat him up. Great spot. Their bright idea tonight was to give this match 10 minutes and have them actually wrestle. I don't know who wants to see Braun Strowman wrestle for 10 minutes. I'm certainly not in that group of individuals. What they did at Saturday night's main event hit. What they did tonight did not. This felt flat. This felt uninteresting. And there was nothing here that really said to me, hey man, I'm excited to see this. And unlike the first one, this one very much overstayed its welcome. We'll pick it up after the break. Fatu had control. Big super kick, Samoan drop, senton on Strowman, goes for a 2 count. Fatu hit a hip attack, splash in the corner. Fatu set up for another splash. Strowman followed, countered, double down. Strowman landed a series of strikes and clotheslines. Fatu slid out of the ring and Strowman hit the Strowman Express on the outside. Strowman rolled Fatu back in the ring and landed a spine buster on Jacob Fatu. Tama Tonga showed up. Strowman took care of him. Solo followed with a Samoan spike on Braun Strowman. This led to a DQ finish. So, moments ago, Strowman told LA Knight that Nick Aldis told him whoever wins this match between him and Fatu is the number 1 contender for the United States Championship. Solo Sikoa has now interjected himself in the United States Championship title picture, meddling with Jacob Fatu's opportunity. Because I'm assuming he still thinks he's the leader of the family that he's surrounded himself with. Can't even call them the bloodline anymore. He feels he's the leader of the family on Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know why we are taking Solo and Jacob Fatu and messing them up and the story that was there by including the United States Championship. All the weeks that you spent building Fatu going after you, the United States Championship, could have been built between him and Solo. That would have given WrestleMania another solid undercard match that could have been a big deal, that had some emotional storytelling tied into it. Yet the uncreative writing team that SmackDown has right now is putting all of these guys in the United States title picture and making that the focus, and then the turmoil and the tension between Fatu and Solo secondary behind the United States title. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? The match should be Solo versus Jacob, and that's it. However else you want to go and do the United States Championship title picture should be LA Knight versus somebody, whether it's Damian Priest or Carmelo Hayes. I don't know why they didn't save Andrade and Carmelo Hayes for this. Where are Andrade and Carmelo Hayes when it comes to the United States title? Did they just give up on wanting that title? Now that LA Knight has it back, where the fuck are they? Why are they not on the show? How do you have two talents in Carmelo and Andrade and they are not factored into anything meaningful on this program? Yet we get Braun Strowman wrestling for the United States Championship next week. This is what I'm talking about when I say this show sucks. Now, I don't know what's going on next week. I assume something's going to lead to a fuck finish. I'm assuming Jacob Fatu will get involved. Solo Sikoa will get involved. This is probably leading towards a multi-man match of sorts for the United States Championship. And the one thing that we don't need any more of are multi-man affairs at WrestleMania. Lazy writing. I don't have enough substance for these guys individually, so let's all bundle them together and make it seem like there's a plan hidden behind some multi-man match for the United States Championship. That's what I get from this. I don't like it. I don't like it. The United States Championship title picture seriously has no direction. They took it off of LA Knight to put it on Nakamura, who had one of the worst reigns ever. Now they put it back on LA Knight, and we're still in a position where LA Knight has no direction with 4 weeks left to go going into WrestleMania. Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa. I would take Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. I would do any one of those matches. I would leave Solo off the fucking card and give me LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship, because that would speak to me. And then do Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa at Backlash, being that the name of the pay-per-view goes perfectly with what they're dealing with. And have whatever plays out at WrestleMania lead directly into that. Now, we'll just throw them out there in a multi-man match and call it a day. Shit is awful. Kathy Kelly interviewed Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez backstage. Morgan said she was mad that Cargill allowed everyone to believe Morgan and Raquel attacked her. Morgan said she was impressed with Naomi and what she did, but Naomi couldn't finish the job. So Liv will finish it for her. How many of you guys are upset that Liv Morgan has no direction going into WrestleMania? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Liv Morgan is one of the women who you looked at as the MVP coming out of the Elimination Chamber, and she's got 4 weeks left to go and no plans at WrestleMania. How many of you are upset that she does not have solid plans going into Mania? I know there are many. Ridiculous. Jacob Fatu walked backstage. He's trashing everything backstage, throws pallets, trash cans. He appeared angry that he lost the match, but it had nothing to do with him. It's all Solo Sikoa's fault. Solo said it looked like Fatu was about to lose, and Solo said he was just trying to help. Fatu said it wasn't any of Solo's business, and Fatu will now take care of his own business. We could absolutely see him get involved next week, which leads to Strowman getting his United States title opportunity taken away from him because Fatu had his. And like I said, we're probably leading to a multi-man match for the United States title at WrestleMania. Piper Niven and Zelina Vega. 13 minutes. I don't know why this needed 13 minutes. I don't know what was decided upon backstage, but this being given 13 minutes absolutely did not need 13 minutes. It should not take Piper Niven 13 minutes to defeat Zelina Vega. But this is what we got tonight, and this is the problem that really started to make me feel, what the fuck am I watching? Zelina Vega comes out there and gets zero reaction. Nobody cares. Nobody's interested. Nobody's emotionally invested in what she's buying, what she's selling. Nobody's buying into anything she's doing. Nobody wants to see her as the United States champion. Nobody wants to see her and Chelsea. Nobody cares. This goes for everybody in that women's division on Friday Night SmackDown. If you are not One of the upper echelon women like a Liv Morgan, nobody cares. Your spot is as useless and irrelevant as they come. But this certainly did not need 13 minutes. I don't give a fuck where they are. I don't give a shit where they are. Italy, Spain, Puerto Rico. Zelina Vega does not need to wrestle Piper Niven in 13 minutes. You want 13 minutes, you give it to somebody who can actually go out there and fucking entertain the audience and maintain your interest for 13 minutes. These two women are not it. I don't know how the NXT women's division is so exciting and the main roster women's division is fucking boring. How we have Stephanie Vaquer on NXT and we got Zelina Vega on Friday night. I don't know, man. I don't know. You expect me to sit here and go over move for move, sequence for sequence in the Zelina Vega 13-minute match with Piper Niven? You got to be out of your fucking mind. This match ended. Vega hits a 619, goes for a cover on Piper, gets a 2 count. Chelsea stood on the apron. Vega elbowed Green off the apron. Vega went for another 619 and had to kick Alba Fire out of the way because she interfered, which allowed Niven to hit a running splash on Vega for a 1-2-3. I got on my hands and knees and prayed to whatever God is above that this match was mercifully over. It was at this point where I took my ass to lay down on the couch, and I swear to God, man, we got a recap of the John Cena Cody Rhodes stuff. We got an interview with Jade. I swear on my grandfather's fucking tomb, I fell asleep for a good 20 minutes. I couldn't take it. This was the breaking point of the show for me. I was done. Had every intention to stream earlier in the day. We'll go live at 6:30. We'll have a good time. Happy hour stream like we did on Monday. Nope. I'll come on here live at 10 o'clock. I'm taking a fucking nap, man. This shit was awful. I asked myself, what am I doing with my life? I was contemplating what I was doing with my life. Jade Cargill was interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Cargill said after she's done with Liv Morgan, her eyes will be on Naomi, and what she's going to do to Liv Morgan is only a preview of what she'll do to Naomi. Such an unlikable fucking character is Jade Cargill. I feel zero sympathy for Jade Cargill. Zero. Liv Morgan and Jade Cargill. Jade can thank Liv for carrying this match. Jade is awful. Jade is awful. She's a terrible seller. She is as clunky as they come. I mean, everything just feels... You could tell that the woman doesn't know what the fuck she's doing in there. She don't. She's 2 moves. She's 2 moves. She looks like a Greek goddess, and that is it. It's like they chiseled her out of fucking granite. That's all she does. Kip up, pose. Kip up, pose. Kip up, pose. Motherfucker, if I want to see someone pose, I'll go watch a fucking swimsuit contest. I'll go watch some fucking bodybuilding on ESPN. This is a professional sport where it's 1 versus 1. This is an athletic competition. Where is the story? Where is the emotion? Where is the fucking... Where is it? All I get out of Jade is someone who simply is wrestling just because it feels cool to wrestle. Not that she actually enjoys it. Jade can thank Liv Morgan for carrying this match. Without Liv, this match is a fucking disaster. Who said it in the chat? Goldberg female version. It's basically what she is. She's a female Goldberg. And we don't even want Goldberg on television when Goldberg is on television. We need Jade. How am I going to buy into Jade Cargill being a babyface when I feel zero sympathy for her? She just comes off so unlikable. Does anybody watching this show feel any sympathy for Jade Cargill? No, you're going to feel sympathy for Naomi because she has seniority there. Nobody gives a fuck about Jade Cargill. We all know Jade Cargill was there to ride the coattails of Bianca. Everything Naomi is saying, whether it's kayfabe or not, is true. Why would we buy into her character when we all know what Naomi is saying is fact, whether it's kayfabe or not? How could we look at Naomi as being wrong? How? You want me to buy into what Jade is selling as a babyface? Sure thing, bro. Just like Charlotte coming back and anticipating people giving her a fucking warm welcome because she was out for 12 months. No, it doesn't work that way. Charlotte is a heel. Nobody likes Charlotte legitimately. No fan is watching this cheering Charlotte Flair on because they love her character. Jade is being miscast. How is anybody buying into what she's selling? I know I'm not. I'm falling for that shit. I'm not falling for that whatsoever. Jade, I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. She was bad in AEW. She was bad in AEW. I have not gotten a sense that Jade in WWE is worth the price of admission whatsoever. I don't know what they're paying her. She ain't worth a dime. This division with or without Jade Cargill is the same fucking thing. She doesn't make the division better. She doesn't enhance the division. She doesn't enhance any television she's on. She doesn't enhance the segment that she's in. She doesn't enhance the matches. What is she there for? What is she there for? If she brings absolutely nothing to the table, what is she there for? I thought we were using everybody to enhance the show to make it better. Meanwhile, you put this woman on television and the show gets worse. I don't know. Could Naomi bring her to a good match? Is that going to be the WrestleMania match? I mean, she's going to be in for one hell of a night of work. I'll tell you that right now. But again, I always cycle back to what I said. I don't know why anybody would be booing Naomi against Jade Cargill. WWE can hide her behind the fucking smoke and mirrors all they want, man. As soon as that bell rings, forget about it. You're going to really see what Jade Cargill is all about. And then you still had people saying, well, Jade versus Bianca would be a great WrestleMania match. No, it won't. Jade versus nobody is a great WrestleMania match. Pick it up at the end here. Pick it up after the commercial break. Morgan was in control, working at chokehold. She had to slow the match down because Jade, sure she was fucking gassed. Cargill backed Morgan into a corner. Tried to work out of it. All this led to Morgan attempting the Three Amigos, and she actually hit a very good-looking Three Amigos. Morgan then kicked Cargill in the head, went for her finish. Cargill caught Liv and sort of threw her across the ring in a German suplex, or what looked to be a German suplex. Cargill fired up, hit a spine buster. She then slammed Morgan and got a 2 count out of it. Naomi showed up out of nowhere looking like Owen Hart, wearing caution tape all around her. I'm assuming this was used as a troll because caution tape, the attack, putting her through the hood of the car, crime scene. They littered it with caution tape as they did the investigation. So this was a big troll, man. I love Naomi. She showed up. She distracted Jade. Morgan tried to take advantage of it. Cargill hit a backbreaker. Naomi hopped on the apron, hit Cargill in the head with the tag team titles. The referee was distracted by Raquel on the opposite side of the ring. Morgan followed up with Oblivion and got the 1, 2, 3. Jade is pinned. And Liv Morgan gets the victory. Naomi enters the ring. She beats the shit out of Jade. Naomi mocked Cargill's pose and ran Cargill off the apron onto the commentary table. She taunted Jade. Naomi kept mocking Jade's poses to end the segment. I don't know how you guys are feeling. I'm going Naomi. I'm going Naomi. Jade can't even sell right. She got shoved off the fucking apron. She takes this beating from Naomi. She's got the same fucking face. It's like she's like, there's no emotion in the face. I swear to God, it's almost as if she just comes off as she doesn't want to be doing anything that she's doing. You see right through it. You see who wants to be there and who doesn't. She doesn't give a fuck about this. Jade Cargill could go and do whatever she wants. She'll be bigger and better off for her. Her in WWE, she's only using this as a means to an end. That's it. Drew McIntyre was interviewed by Kathy Kelly as he left the building. McIntyre says he didn't start anything with Priest, but he sure as hell will end it. McIntyre said Priest was always there to pick Drew's bones like a vulture every time Drew was knocked down over the past year. Drew said all he does is tell the truth and nobody can poke holes in his logic. Drew said Priest can find him in London next week. He kept walking away, and past Drew walked Seth Rollins, who smirked and giggled and walked past Drew. I don't know what that means, if that's a foreshadowing of some sort for Drew and Rollins. But Drew says, I'll see Priest in London next week. To do what? The same thing you did this week and Claymore kick him next week too? Drew McIntyre had one of the best stories in all of pro wrestling last year. To then take this story into WrestleMania and it be as uninteresting as it is. I don't know how we got here. Street Profits won the tag team titles last week. They have an in-ring segment here, Chance of You Deserve It, from Bologna, Italy. Montez first spoke and said, for the first time in 4 years, the Profits were tag team champions. Dawkins says, it's about damn time. For the past 4 years, a lot of doubt was creeping in. Dawkins said holding the titles now made everything worth it. Ford said for the past 4 years, he's known he can always count on his brother. Profits then did their secret handshake. Legado del Fantasma comes out. Santos Escobar walked out with Los Garza to zero reaction. Escobar said things in Spanish, and that got really annoying for the crowd as they started booing him. Escobar said the Profits finally captured gold, and their moment on this night was beautiful. Escobar said the title reign, though, would abruptly come to an end. He said Los Garza were pissed, and they were ready to take their titles. Pretty Deadly's music hit. Kit Wilson and Elton Prince walked out. Kit Wilson reminded everyone how his team earned the ability to call themselves the number one contenders. Escobar said Los Garza would not step aside for Pretty Deadly. Escobar yelled at Pretty Deadly to stay out of it. Ford chimed in and told everyone to settle down, settle down. Ford said Pretty Deadly already have a tag team title shot, but Los Garza looks like they want to get in a fight tonight. Ford said Los Garza can have their tag team title match. Ford and Dawkins did their "we want the smoke" bit. And the referee ran to the ring, and it looks like we got Los Garza versus the Street Profits for the tag team titles. This was probably the best wrestling match on the entire show, but man, you just don't care. You just don't care. Profits are great. Super talented. Love them. Los Garza is a great tag team. A great tag team is Los Garza with absolutely no momentum behind them whatsoever. They are just there. They are straddled with Escobar, who also has no momentum. The entire group is dead, which in turn makes everybody in the group dead. No matter what they do. They can have a great wrestling match. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Santos Escobar one time, man, was so promising when he made his move to Friday Night SmackDown and Triple H was in charge. I'm like, this guy's great. I love Escobar. He's going to be a fucking fixture in the United States title or the Intercontinental title. The guy's a loser. The guy has done nothing for months. Where are we going with him, man? Andrade, Escobar. I mean, these talented guys. Look at the middle of the card for the United States title. Yet we got Shinsuke Nakamura on fucking television. Pick it up after the commercial break. Angelo had control over Dawkins. Berto tagged in, hit a splash on Angelo Dawkins before Angelo tagged in, kicked Dawkins. Angelo lifted Dawkins and tagged in Berto. The Garza special on Dawkins. Ford broke up the pin. Dawkins started to fight back and slam Berto to slow things down and then received the hot tag. Ford worked over both Angel and Berto with a series of punches and clotheslines. Ford went to the top, missed a splash, came back with a spine buster on Berto for a 2 count. Ford went to the top, Angel cut him off. Berto and Angel went to the top too and went for their double team move off the top, that big slam, which always looks great. Ford landed on his feet. Berto and Angel looked shocked. Crowd actually showed some emotion here. Dawkins reinserted himself into the match and Ford hit a superplex on Berto for a 2 count. Dawkins and Angel tagged in. Dawkins slammed Angel and back body dropped Berto over the top rope to the outside. Escobar hopped on the apron. Dawkins took him out. Dawkins tagged in. Ford hit a frog splash on Angel for the win. That was it. That was it, folks. No rhyme or reason. No other reason to care outside of it being a great wrestling match. Black car pulled up to the arena. Paul Heyman hopped out of it. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk closed the show. Before that, Pretty Deadly ran into DIY walking upstairs in the venue. Next week, it'll be Pretty Deadly versus the Profits for the tag team titles. Ciampa said next week they will make sure they beat the Profits to become tag team titles, and in return, Ciampa said DIY should get the first shot at Pretty Deadly's titles. In response, Pretty Deadly said, "No, boy." Motor City Machine Guns showed up as Pretty Deadly walked away and welcomed DIY to the back of the line, essentially challenged DIY to a tag team match to see who could move ahead of the other team. Wow. Man, this is some can't miss television. Reigns, Rollins, and Punk. Love all three of these guys, man. You know how big of a Punk guy I am. You know how much I love Punk and Rollins feud and the prospect of Reigns and what he brings to the table here. I mean, this did nothing for me. This did absolutely nothing for me. This was as weak of a segment as you could possibly book with all three of the talents that you have here involved. One of the most weakest things you could possibly have ever done with all three guys on the same show. It's unbelievable how this did nothing to enhance WrestleMania. All three of these guys could be better off doing anything else and it feel more important than this. This felt incredibly forced. Incredibly forced. 4 weeks left to go, and I feel nothing with a CM Punk program going into WrestleMania. It's honestly unbelievable. This segment started with a half an hour left to go in the show. And most of this segment was taken up by Roman Reigns and his 9-minute entrance, Seth Rollins walking out there like Grimace from Sesame Street, or from not Sesame Street, from fucking McDonald's, whatever. Sesame Street, McDonald's, he looks goofy. 9-minute entrance from Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins and his fucking sing-along, which went another 7 minutes, and then Punk and his sing-along, which left this segment with 10 minutes. Are we playing karaoke at the cocktail bar, or are we building a WrestleMania program with the three biggest talents in the industry? What are we doing? What are we doing? If I wanted sing-along, I'd put on my Spotify and put on fucking Metallica and go take a hot shower. I don't want sing-alongs to overtake what should be the second biggest story going into WrestleMania. WWE has actively made me hate a CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns segment 4 weeks before WrestleMania, with me saying that McIntyre and Reigns is the better direction. And Punk Rollins is the better direction for WrestleMania. I am still waiting for someone to prove me on that statement to be wrong. You can't. I don't know what possessed them to put these three guys in a match at WrestleMania and then give us this, and then feel what? What would you like me to feel exactly after this? I don't even know. I don't even know how they looked at this script and said, yeah, that'll sell them. This is what I said in the beginning. WWE has gotten way too comfortable. They think because it's Punk, Reigns, and Rollins that you're going to care regardless. Meanwhile, the dialogue by all three guys did absolutely nothing to sell me on anything with them at WrestleMania. Reigns told Bologna to acknowledge him. Their $5,000 tickets all were worthwhile here because they got to chant Roman Reigns and acknowledge him. Reigns says he loves them, and that's why he wanted to tell everyone what was on his mind. Reigns said CM Punk screwed him at the Royal Rumble, and because of that, Reigns screwed Punk on Raw last week. Is that what we're going with going into WrestleMania? Roman Reigns is now a crybaby because CM Punk eliminated him in an every man for himself over the top rope battle royal. I thought Roman Reigns was a bigger man than that. But now we got Roman Reigns on the road to WrestleMania with 4 weeks left to go, crying that CM Punk eliminated him from the Royal Rumble, where, by the way, he took 2.5 months off, or not 2.5 months, a month and a half off to even return to television. Yeah, it must have really bothered him that much, huh? Reigns said Rollins tried to kill Reigns at the Royal Rumble, but that was okay because last week at the Garden, Reigns tried to kill Rollins. Okay. I get the part on Rollins. I don't get the part on Punk. Reigns says he came a long way to be here and that he'd be here for another 15 or 20 minutes if anyone wanted to confront him. Meanwhile, there was like 9 minutes left in the show. Seth Rollins' music hits, another sing-along. Out comes Rollins, and he conducted with the crowd as they're singing his song, right? It's never ending. Rollins told Reigns that he messed up because he doesn't understand how dangerous CM Punk is, and Reigns should have left Rollins to finish Punk when he had the chance. Rollins said he gets it. It's never been about him because it's always been about Rollins and Reigns. Rollins says that he and Reigns cannot coexist in the same space at the same time. Rollins said the story of Roman and Seth has a lot of pages already written, and it's time that they wrote another chapter. Rollins began to take off his jacket and CM Punk's music hit. Another sing-along, third sing-along in about 15 minutes. Punk made his way to the ring. He's got his wrist taped, looking for a fight. Reigns looked angry. Rollins looked disgusted. Punk winked at Heyman and stared at Rollins and Reigns. Punk, on the microphone, said Reigns or Rollins has never beaten him without the other one's help because neither of them can't beat CM Punk. Punk reminded Reigns that in the Royal Rumble, it's every man for himself, and Punk saved his family's ass at War Games. Punk reminded Heyman that he owes Punk a favor, but we'll talk about that a little bit later, which we never got to. Punk said Heyman delivered Reigns on a silver platter, and Reigns looked confused and stared at Heyman. So Punk is stirring the pot here. Whether it's true or not, he made it seem that Paul Heyman brought Roman Reigns to Bologna to feel the wrath of CM Punk, and that Punk put Heyman up to it without Roman knowing. It's not going to sell me on anything, and I don't really believe it. So after that, Punk attacked Reigns, Rollins hopped in, they all three of them brawled, officials and referees ran out to try and separate everybody. Punk stood on the commentary table, he was fired up, he pointed at the sign, above the WrestleMania sign. Rollins points at the sign, Heyman yelled, "Oh no!" The brawl continued. Rollins hits a suicide dive on everyone. Reigns bashed someone with the steel steps, I think it was Punk. He points at the WrestleMania sign. Show went off the air with all three of them pointing at the WrestleMania sign, signifying that we are getting Rollins, Reigns, and Punk in a triple threat match. The show ended on my end 3 minutes before the top of the hour. And that's the way SmackDown went off the air. This was one of the worst SmackDowns of the entire year. Three of the biggest names in the fucking business, like fucking children, pointing at the WrestleMania logo with very little to none of dialogue in this segment, giving me a WrestleMania feel, giving me story. What are we waiting on? You gave me 9 minutes of fucking sing-along and entrance and no story at all. I need verbalization. I don't need to come up and surmise a story on my own. Why is Rollins angry with Reigns? Why is Reigns angry with Rollins? Royal Rumble. Fine. We get it. We know it. We saw it. Tell me. Express to me why you're angry. Why did that make you angry? Why did you do that? What were you thinking in that moment? Why is Reigns upset at Punk? What did Punk do to Reigns? He didn't do anything. Fucking guy helped his family out in November. Guy hasn't had anything to say or do with Roman at all since then. And he eliminated him fair and square in a Royal Rumble match where it's every man for himself. Why is Reigns and Punk in the same match if that is the premise of why we're here? Does that constitute as a WrestleMania match for CM Punk? Is that big enough for a Roman Reigns WrestleMania match? Why are these two men linked together going into WrestleMania? Why couldn't this wait? Why couldn't there be something that happens after WrestleMania that links them together where it's just them instead of forcing a triple threat on us that doesn't make sense with some of the parties involved? Rollins and Reigns make sense. Punk and Rollins make sense. Reigns and Punk does not. You could have went either one of those directions one-on-one, but you think it's best to include all three of them in the match because it's WrestleMania. How could you not like a Punk, Rollins, and Reigns match? Well, I don't. And this did nothing to help my cause either. This show sucks. This show is terrible. 3 hours of SmackDown is some of the most unnecessary television that you may have ever watched, period. And the 3-hour format is doing nothing but harming the show and devaluing the show week by week by week by week. WWE put up a Indeed or a job listing for creative writers. I don't know who the fuck is writing this show, but they need to get the fuck out. This show compared to Monday is night and fucking day. I don't know who's booking this show, but it ain't the same fucking people as the people on Monday. I'll tell you that right now. And Monday isn't even lighting the world on fire, but it ain't nearly as bad as this shit. Thank you guys for joining me here. 2,500 on a Friday night. Appreciate you. We're going to get into your super chats. Tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Z-Biotics. Use the link down below. that I provided in the description. Go get your 15% off Z-Biotics, today's sponsor right here on Off the Script. I'm going to hit you guys with a couple of harsh truths today, man. We're getting older. It's basically all I got to say. We're getting older. You and me, we're getting older. We can't go out and party like we used to. We can't go out and drink like we were 23 years old. It's not going to happen anymore. We as adults have responsibilities. Every time you go out and drink that one drink and you wake up the next morning and you say, man, I shouldn't have had that last drink, you end up regretting it. How do you feel the next morning? You feel like complete garbage. You don't feel your best. You don't go to work. Sometimes you call out of work. You don't go to the gym. Your gym schedule gets all messed up. Us content creators, that one video that everybody's waiting for doesn't get done. I got a surefire way for you guys to go out and have some fun and still get your work done and feel great the next morning. And it's all because of Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink. You drink responsibly, you keep hydrated, you pop one of these before any of that happens, and you're going to be good to go, man. Your nights are going to be great, and your next day is going to be even greater. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. And how it works, guys, is very simple. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that is to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. So just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night, and please drink responsibly, and you'll feel your very best tomorrow. So if you guys want to have yourself a couple of cold adult beverages and feel your very best tomorrow morning, make sure you choose Z-Biotics. That's zbiotics.com. Use our unique link. I even pinned it at the top of the comment section down below and in the description of this very video. Make sure you use that to guide you where you guys need to be. 15% off your first order at checkout. And Z-Biotics will even offer you a 100% money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. Once again, that's zbiotics.com. Use our unique link down below. And I want to thank them for, once again, sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for sticking with me tonight, man. Tonight, we're sponsored by Z-Biotics. Let's get into your super chats right here on the SmackDown Post. I want to make sure I get everybody, man. Thank you for showing some support, man. It's been a pretty rough month of March, just mentally. I appreciate everybody that's been with me here. You guys are awesome. Cody with a $5 super chat. Best in the world, motherfuckers. Thank you, brother. Sidro with a $10 super chat. Sadly, won't be here for the podcast. I'll be at work. Sending this early. Won 1K at casino last night. Now the joke. What's worse than two girls running with scissors? Two girls scissoring with the runs. What a terrible visual, Sidro. Oh my goodness. Sidro with a 20. My wife is a sex object. Every time I ask for sex, she objects. And a woman breaks up with a man with a small penis. His friends were amazed. He didn't seem hurt by the breakup. It's okay, he said. I wasn't that into her. Wow. Sidro, I appreciate you, brother. Never fails to put a smile on people's faces, is Sidro. Michael Krause with a 2 and a 2. It's Android Friday. Need an upgrade, JD. Yeah. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thank you, Michael. Lauren with a 2. SmackDown was fire tonight. Open and end was the best part. I don't know what the fuck Lauren watched, but clearly it was not. Corinne of Darkness with a 100. Thank you, Corinne of Darkness with a $100 super chat. Appreciate you. Eric Aviles for the $1.99. JD should do a radio station on GTA 6. Hacky Sack with 25 months. Where are the Wyatt Six this close to Mania? We haven't seen them on TV for weeks. Inexplicable booking. Thank you for everything you do, JD. OTS for life. Thank you, Hacky Sack. Q Spades with the $2 Super Chat. Crazy how The Rock has to keep saving these Manias. I can't even blame it on The Rock anymore. I can't even blame it on The Rock not being there. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with the 3 months. Angel from Los Garza removed his matching tattoo that Berto has. Do you think this team separates with Angel, with Santos, and Humberto? I feel like they are going to end up splitting. Yeah, I think. I think the group of Legado del Fantasma has run its course. There's nothing about them. There's nothing exciting about them. Logan Missiak with a $2 Super Chat. What happened to clean, good matches? I don't get it. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Lauren with a $2 Super Chat. Roman, Punk, Rollins are all faces in this feud? Yeah. Yeah. Lauren says, when I said SmackDown was fire, I meant the beginning and the end. I didn't think anything about the show was fire. A match worth it. Cena, Cody, KO, Orton, Punk, Roman, Seth. Apex with the $1.99. Compromise. First or third hour SmackDown can be pre or post show. Logan Missiak with the 2. WWE's become like modern music. No substance. Marcus B with a 5. Tiffany vs. Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship. Sponsored by Botox. Zoom out from their close-ups, please. Listen, man, I'm not here to make fun of or criticize people's looks, man. I don't care. Just give me some fucking story. Just give me a reason to fucking care. Seriously. Advocate with 10 months. JD speaking the truth as usual, and this family being the highlight of my day. Need some prayers for my lack of positivity. Brother, I'm right there with you, man. I'm not positive about anything right now. This month emotionally has just been, and mentally has just been fucked. Just fucked up. Ali with a 10. JD, your work is remarkably impressive. Having started this channel from scratch, you have now reached the summit with a Mustang Dark Horse, a fitting tribute to your hard-earned success. Thank you, Ali. Lauren with a 2. Excited for KO RKO 2 should happen on night 2. Turu with a 10. What's up, JD? I'm a 20-year-old kid with a chip on his shoulder, and you've inspired me to try and break into the business as a creative writer, going to college and working hard for it. OTS for life. Good luck to you, brother. I'm glad I could be a part of what has sparked your passion and direction to get you where you want to be, man. I appreciate that. WrestleMess with the 3 months. Gunther should drag Rikishi out on stage to help that feud out a bit. Add some emotion other than the entrance. Many looks like all grudge matches. I don't know what Mania looks like. It's not looking like WrestleMania, though. It's not looking like WrestleMania, though. Johnny Boy Vaccaro with a $50 super chat. Seems Triple H can't build more than one story for WrestleMania. Last year was only memorable from Cody and Bloodline Rock. This year, barely Cody and Cena. The Women's Championship, Men's World Title, and the midcard titles all have zero care and zero build. You are not lying, brother. You are not lying. I don't know. I know I'm not the only one feeling that way. Boots, again, thank you for the 150 in Super Chat. We love Boots. Logan Misiak with a $2 Super Chat. WWE become like modern, yes, no substance. Yes, absolutely. El Mase with a 20 months. I don't get why they killed the Drew Roman storyline. I was excited about that. I still have a little faith that things will get exciting for WrestleMania. Brother, I am quickly losing faith. I am quickly losing faith. Michelle with a $2 Super Chat. Looks like main event night one of WrestleMania will be Punk Seth Roman. Janelle Grant. $1.99. WWE's boring and surface level. That would definitely be an accurate assessment of tonight's show. Angel Alago with a $50 Super Chat. Triple H, who would have thought in the bizarre world that NXT lately has been the best wrestling show? Yeah, it's crazy. WrestleMess with a 3 months. Gunther should... I just read that. Thank you. Yes, I do agree with that. I would love to see Rikishi dragged out and beaten up by Gunther. Jose Perez with a $1.99. Rest in peace, George Foreman. Boxing's King Kong Bundy. OTS for life. Rest in peace, George Foreman. I did see that come across my feed as soon as I went live. Arabian Night with a $6.99. SmackDown since post-Survivor Series has been shit. Just as bad as Dynamite objectively. Raw is barely better than both. 2025 has been awful for pro wrestling. I wouldn't say it's awful, but it has been disappointing to say the least. More disappointing than exciting, I would say. D-Man, $1.99 Super Chat. Keep your head up, brother. Keep shining. Best in the world. Thank you, D-Man. Creator XJ with a $4.99. I miss Roman being an unstoppable heel. And the Gary Sphere with a $5 Super Chat. I feel for Drew. He got screwed out of a big match with Roman because, God forbid, Roman doesn't go on last at WrestleMania. Thank you guys for showing up tonight, man. And it's been a rough day, man. It's been a rough day. 2,500 in here tonight. Appreciate you very much. Make sure you guys go and follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There's plenty of it. Make sure you guys also check out my sponsor for tonight's show, Z-Biotics. Z-Biotics in the description down below. Save 15% off using our unique link. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up on the way out. We need another 100 likes for 1,000 likes. If we could get to 1,000 likes, that would make me very happy today, man. Next time you see me, we'll be live Monday afternoon, or Monday night, I guess. Monday Night Raw starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully we got a better show than we got tonight. Probably be live around 7 o'clock. Maybe 8 o'clock. Maybe I'll go live at 8. I don't know. We'll see. It may be a point where I'll go live at normal time. I'll keep you guys posted. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you again live on Monday for Monday Night Raw as we now enter the land of Scotland on Monday night. I'll see you guys later.